Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope this Sunday morning finds you in the very best of spirits and the very best of health. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you'll know when new videos are uploaded. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. If you'd like to have a topic discussed, let me know in the comments section or email me at ladyboulay8596@aol.com. Last night, I listened to a YouTuber read the letter that Ciara, the singer Ciara, wrote to God before she met her husband, Russell Wilson. She'd become a single mom, and apparently she had accepted that the relationship between her and her baby's father was not going to work out. She had come to a place in her life where she realized that she needed to make a change, that she needed to do something different. So she invoked the power of the creator of the universe, and she wrote a letter, and she wrote a sincere letter asking for help from heaven in finding a husband or being sent a husband. Asking God to send you a husband is not unusual, especially for a southern girl. And I think she was brought up in Georgia. Once when I was in my late teens, I was talking to my father about the kind of man I wanted to marry. And I went on and on about all the things that he would have to have and that he would have to be. My father listened to me very patiently as I went on about these highfalutin things and ideas that I had. And finally he said, when you get ready to get married, pray to the Lord to send you a man that you can love and be a wife to, and someone that can love you and be a husband to you. I didn't pray for a husband for a long time. I was young. I was interesting enough. I went to school. I was around boys, handsome boys, athletic boys, smart boys, interesting boys. I thought I could find my husband on my own. But I ended up making bad choices and being miserable. And I can imagine that the same thing happened to Ciara. In my case, after failing to connect with Mr. Right, I remembered what my father had said. Pray for a man that you can love and be a wife to, and someone who can love you and be a husband to you. And so I wanted to have a discussion today about when you want a husband. And so the title of this video is Black Women, Here's What You Do When You Want to Get Married. You can write a letter like Ciara did, but it has to be specific to your needs and your situation. You can't write her letter. You can write your letter. But what I did was started praying for a husband. And I discovered something about prayer. You don't necessarily get the answer right away. Sometimes you have to wait. But you're not waiting because the Lord can't find anybody. He already knows who's right for you, and he knows where he is. The waiting is for you. If you're prepared to be a wife, the wait is probably not going to be that long. But if you need preparation, the Lord is going to prepare you for the man that he knows is right for you. And preparation takes time. When you pray a sincere prayer, not only about wanting a husband, but also about wanting to be a wife, I'm not going to say that whatever is wrong with you will be shown up. I will say that whatever flaws you have that will prevent you from being a wife, those things will be revealed to you. Those things will start showing up in your life so you can reflect on the kind of person that you are. If you're selfish, you will see that in yourself, so that when you get your husband, he won't have to say to you, you are selfish. That self-awareness will come to you through prayer. If you're extravagant, if you're too extravagant, that'll be shown to you. If you're dishonest, and if you're dishonest, that's something that you really need to work on, because if you are a dishonest person and you're married, it's going to show up, and that will cause your husband to lose respect for you. So the point of prayer is preparation, and the preparation is preparing you to be a wife, because the Lord is going to take care of the husband side of it. You got to take care of the wife side. And this doesn't mean that you're going to become a perfect person, but getting to know yourself is the point, because self-awareness is very important in marriage. Also, when you petition the Lord for a blessing, you have to be sure that that is what you want, because His blessings come with strings attached. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that all things work together for good for them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose." You have to be called according to His purpose. You have to be living in righteousness in order for God to shower you with His blessings. Because if He blesses you with a husband, there are a lot of things that come with having a husband. A few months ago, I heard a YouTuber who was speaking on marriage, and she said something very profound. She said nothing compares to the love of a husband. And I totally agree with that. But you need to be equally yoked with your husband. You also should be a good wife, and there should be nothing that he can compare to that. Marriage is a wonderful institution, and I'm speaking from my experience. But the marriage has to be nurtured. A husband has to be nurtured. Your home has to be a place of comfort and peace. Prayer and preparation will give you the wisdom to create this kind of home for your family. There's a children's book called The Velveteen Rabbit, and it's the story of a stuffed rabbit's desire to become real through the love of his owner. And it is really kind of an interesting story, but it's kind of like a metaphor for what marriage has to be. A conversation is held between the Velveteen Rabbit and the Skin Horse. The Skin Horse is the oldest toy in the nursery. He's actually the toy of the little boy's uncle. So he is giving the rabbit, the little play rabbit, tips on what you have to be to become real. So the Skin Horse says that you can't be real if you break easily, you have sharp edges, or have to be carefully kept. We could replace becoming real with becoming ready. In marriage, you can't break easily, meaning you can't be weak. You have to be tough. You can't have sharp edges. You have to moderate your language and your behavior with your spouse. This whole idea about telling everybody off and giving somebody a piece of your mind all the time is not wise. Matter of fact, you don't need to give everybody a piece of your mind. You really need to keep some of it for yourself. He says you can't be so carefully kept, meaning you can't be so delicate, so fragile that your husband has to tiptoe around you all the time. He has to be able to talk to you. Sometimes people just have to tell you what's on their mind or whatever the issues are that you have to resolve. So you have to have a toughness about you to be married. Being ready for marriage can take months or even years. For me, from the time I spoke to my father about marriage until I actually got married was about 15 years. You can't rush it and you can't force it. You have to take the time to prepare yourself for marriage if you want to have a successful marriage. But it's worth the time that you put into it, because once you're ready for marriage, you won't have to look for your husband. He will find you. Petitioning heaven for a spouse can be a very rewarding experience, and when he shows up, you'll have the blessed assurance that you have the right man. Thanks for listening. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a good day.